everybody, I'm the Commissioner.
I'm Mr. Dig.
And we're here on day 2 of the National Equipment League Championship event, brought to you by the folks at Hyundai Construction Equipment here at the Hyundai Customer Product Center in Carnesville, Georgia. This is day 2. What do you think the guys got in store for us today, Ryan?
Today is when a smooth operator is really going to come into play. They're going to need precision and skill to get through this obstacle course that these guys have set up.
We're going to describe the event for you here a little bit to begin with. Folks are going to hop in the brand new Hyundai HD 100 dozer, and they're going to clear a path by pushing a pile out of the way of the HX40 compact excavator. The operator will then take that HX40 and move towards a structure where they will grab a tire and move it through a channel, trying not to knock off any softballs on any of the 4 corners of that structure. If they do, that's a 5-second penalty per ball. At that point, the operator will then come back and knock off each ball individually with the bucket of the excavator. And once that is complete, they will then pivot the excavator to use the backfilling blade to backfill a trench that has been pre-dug. Once that trench is full to my satisfaction, we'll call time, and that will be their time for this round. Now, the order of folks today is determined by how they finished in event 1, which hopefully you've already watched. Kicking off things today will be Mike Simon, Dirt Perfect, who finished in first place in event 1. Starting in second position today will be Brian Furness, who was only 2 seconds shy of Mike's time.
Close, man.
So close. And this whole event is going to be a matter, we've got all this big equipment, all this big space. It's going to come down to seconds. Starting third will be Andrew Camarata, who came in third place in the event. Starting fourth will be Mr. Dave Buchakian, Dumpster Dave, who impressed us all. He came in nervous. He was strong in that first event, and I expect to see more of that from him here today.
He did great. He set the pace for the rest of the folks, and they're really going to have to gain all their composure they can muster for this one, because this one's going to be a delicate process.
Yeah. And starting fifth today will be Jeff Dodge of Dodge Racing. He finished fifth, but he's going to come back strong today, and I think it's going to be a great competition. And stay tuned. We're about to kick it off here from the Hyundai Product Center in Carnesville, Georgia. All right, our first competitor back here in Carnesville, Dirt Perfect, about to take on the Dozer and Mini Excavator Challenge. Mike Simon, start your engine.
Here he goes.
Mike talked to me a lot about how that's gonna go. He's gonna need to take a second pass here to clear that away. You're good, Mike. Get it out of the way. Get it out of the way. So now he's going to hop down out of the dozer.
Jump in the Mini X.
Jump in the Mini X and come on out.
So they just got to get that dirt out of the way just enough.
So he did, but here's what I warned. Here's what I warned Mike about.
Yeah.
And all the competitors. I said, don't move that dirt in a way that it's going to complicate the trench backfill.
The trench, you're right.
Where he put that pile of dirt, I think is going to complicate things.
That could hurt him.
Here he goes in for the snatch of the tire.
Now this is where you got to be really smooth, Bill.
There's a temptation to go fast through it.
Yep. I think slow and steady is going to win the race on this one.
It's going to make a more flat tire. Mike's realizing he's got to go through it to go through the channel.
And he cannot knock off any of the softballs.
He'll get a 5-second penalty if he knocks off any of those softballs inadvertently.
Oh, that was close.
But this is where Mike is a smooth operator.
He is a smooth
He knows
operator.
what he's doing there. He's going to drop the tire.
Now he's got to
knock. I coach 14U girls softball in my moonlighting hours,
right.
and I knew I had another use for those balls somewhere.
Well, you found a good use for him.
Found a good use for him.
That
And
was close.
He
that
almost
was really rocking.
Yeah, all right, here we go. Now Mike's got to spin around and backfill that trench. And I will be the one determining when it's backfilled to my satisfaction. I don't think Mike was real thrilled about that either when we set this up. But here we go. He's close. He's using
the blade and the bucket.
He's using a strategy where he's using the blade and the bucket.
And he kind of has to, because like you said, you know, he kind of got that other dirt.
He backed himself into a corner by not pushing that dozer dirt out of the way enough.
He's double teaming it with the bucket and the blade at the same time.
And now I see what he's doing. He's pivoted, and he's going to use his blade to fill in the rest of that trench there now. He's got a good bite there. This is going to get him
a lot with that one.
This is going to get him close.
That little 40 is strong.
Mike, you still got a little valley here. I want to see dirt in, and I want to get that little corner there.
He's getting close.
Mike, just knock that down for me. Time! Mike Simon finishes the event with a time of 3:01.
3:01.
3:01 is the time to beat.
How do you feel about it?
I felt like it was a good solid run. I go on the first. Few disadvantages. So lots to be learned, but there's a lot of time. But I took very people time, and I feel like it's a good.
You had a lot of good skill precision in there, so I think you're going to be up to this.
Two most tough for this week.
There we go.
So Ryan, what do you think of Mike's run there?
Well, you know, he was at a disadvantage having to go first. Every one of these events, whoever gets to go first, that's really a disadvantage, because the other guys kind of get to, you know, critique them, get a few tips here and there, but overall I think he did real good.
He did real well. His time was 3:01, which puts him in first place of one operator so far. Next up is going to be Brian Furness, our friend from Diesel and Iron and Equipment World. Brian's ready to go. Let's see how he gives this course. Brian, let's go! He's moving in with that dozer. He's got that I don't care attitude with that dozer right now.
Yep, using that tilt blade to his assistance, moving it, keeping it in the middle.
Oh, see, now he's flat. I see what he's doing. I want to see a little flatter here. Flat, little flat out, little flat out. All right, back her out, back her out. Well, now see, he created a worse situation for himself there.
He did, using the back drag technique. He's got his dirt kind of separated out a little bit far. That could hurt him.
I'm gonna let it go. I have the, this is a fun job being both the referee and the commentator at the same time. I'm not gonna penalize him there because he took an extra action I asked him to take.
Yep, but you know, one thing he's not paying attention to is
he's
that
dragging,
blade.
He's dragging his
That's
back blade.
That's gonna slow him down a little bit.
Now he's using that the grapple there, and actually he's got a flat beat on that tire. He ran it right through, not knocking a single ball off. Brian Furness sitting down. Oh, we got 15 seconds in penalties.
Man.
15 seconds in penalties. Brian Furness now coming on over to backfill the trench.
That's gonna hurt his time there.
That is going to hurt his time. You add 15 seconds to a run, and it's not a good look. But he's doing well in the backfill there.
Yep, and one thing he's doing that Mike didn't do is use that angle blade on the little Hyundai Mini X there. Kind of keep that material where it needs to be and get that ditch fill back in.
This is where we sound a little bit like an advertisement. That's standard angle blade.
Standard.
Standard backfill blade on the new HX40A compact excavator. Brian, I want to see a little more dirt in that corner. Now I tell you what, you actually dug a little bit more of a trench. Bring some of that back in. The whole length of it. All right, time. Brian Furness finishes with a time of 2:25, but we're going to add 15 seconds of penalties to that, which will give him a final time of 2:40.
So even with the penalties, he's now in the #1 spot.
Even with the penalties, he's now in the #1 spot.
Okay.
Brian, that was incredible. That tire control, I think, what do you think?
You know, it was great up until we went to sideswipe the balls and just a little too low on the bucket. And unfortunately, that kind of killed your time, but still ahead of Mike.
You are still ahead of Mike.
So
You're in
that's what
first
counts.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Appreciate it.
All right, so Ryan, right off the bat, I've seen more variation in how these guys are attacking this than I thought they would. What have you seen so far?
Well, you know, they're trying different techniques. Is it best to knock all the balls off and take the penalty? Is it best to do it, you know, one by one? So Andrew thinks it's best to do it one by one, and he's got a lot of time on a Mini X. I've seen it on his YouTube channel, so I'm excited to see what this kid can do.
And I think the man's probably a bull of in a china shop and a bulldozer.
I think so,
I think
too.
we're going to find out real quick.
Yeah.
Andrew finished third in the last event. Time to beat right now, even with 15 seconds of penalties, is 2:40 from Brian Furness.
Pretty strong.
Let's see how Andrew Camarata
All right.
does. All right, Andrew, let's go. I found that this green flag staying in my hand serves as a good pointer.
He made a good
you
first
gotta clean
push.
up there and clean up here, both sides. So he went to bite it off in one push.
Yep.
And it's an admirable strategy.
But it's going to cost him in the end because now he's got to do 3 total pushes.
It's going to cost him here because he's got to clean up this windrow. He's digging down. Ooh, he's created. But he saved himself there. He was almost going to do some washboards. You're good. Park it, get in the Mini X. You're good.
All right, now he's got to run to the Mini X and get it over here. Run this obstacle course. Let's see if he sticks with the plan of knocking off each individual softball.
At this time, I would. He's got such a time going that him adding...
Oh, he's got to watch that blade.
Him adding any time in a penalty right now, I think would give him a score that is not one that he'll be happy with.
I agree with you. That
so
would
he's
be
going to
dead.
go and snatch the tire. Like Brian, he's using. He's going to use both the grapple and the bucket
and the thumb. I like that better. I think that's going to give him a little bit better control. Oh, he's having a little bit of trouble though.
He's having a little trouble.
Oh,
Looking at
close.
it here, I don't know if he's given himself enough clearance there.
Oh no.
We've got 10
a
seconds
10
of
second penalty.
He's coming through.
All right, you got that.
He's going to drop that. You're good. You're good. Take the balls down. All right. Now come back, fill the trench. So we have 15 seconds in penalties there.
And he left that dozer a little bit close, trying to save some time to jump in the Mini. That hurt him a little bit.
I get the approach, but between how he has spread out his dozer pile, and now how he's approached this, he's got a tight quarters here, but he got a big bite with his first push with that blade on the Mini. Now he's going to reposition. Mike Simon did a similar repositioning, but see what he did? He got caught up in his dozer pile.
Yep.
Got caught up in his dozer pile. He's going to finish off that back end.
But he's doing a really good
He's
job
doing
with
a really
the push
good
blade
job
on the 40.
Andrew, I just need to fill here, fill here.
A little bit more, and the time's not gonna be bad.
We're gonna call it.
What'd we have?
Andrew Camarata with a time of 2:44 with 15 seconds in penalties, puts him at 2:59 and in second place.
Okay, not bad.
Thank you.
How did you feel about that second place?
I like second place. That works.
You did a nice job.
Oh, thank
you.
you.
Want to talk about the tire?
Yeah, I may have broken it, so that's going to be an issue for the next person, but
We'll keep it
I'll
in.
figure it out. Yeah.
You did a good job.
Well, thank you.
All right, a good run by Andrew Camarata, good enough to put him into second place in this competition, but not without a little bit of controversy. We added on some penalty points for the balls that were knocked off.
Yep.
And you know how the NFL Rules Committee meets at the end of each season. We'll probably go back and look, should there be penalties for damaging parts of the course?
Yeah.
But that's not something we're here to talk about today. Andrew finished that run well and finds himself in second place. Next up, we find Mr. Dave Buchakian, Dumpster Dave, ready to give his run at the mini excavator course. Any thoughts on what you think you're going to see happen here?
It's just always interesting to see what strategy the guys are going to go for. They're going to take it low and slow and try to knock each ball off, or just whack it, take the penalty, and move on.
Everyone's had a little something different, whereas we saw a trend in the very first exercise.
Right, yeah.
This one, everyone's done it a little differently. So we're going to see how Dave does it, and we'll give him the old start now.
Let's see what he's got.
Let's see what he's got. All right, Dave, go! Dave has pushed that pile away. It's getting dusty enough here. You got to clean up over here. He's going to go back. He's going to give it a second push.
He might be able to get it done in 2 pushes, though.
And he did.
He did. That'll save him some time.
Back her up. You're good. Back her up. Get out of the way. All right, you're good. Now he's going to get out of that dozer.
Run to the
Come on
mini
over to the mini excavator.
You know, after those two starts, he got really 2 good pushes, and he's making good time now. But this thing right here, this is what's going to tell the tale.
I don't know how smooth Dave is. Now, his wife Shannon is here with him at the event. She could probably tell us how smooth he is.
Yeah, I bet she could.
But we're going to see how he does with he is swinging that tire.
Got to get that tire calmed down a little bit.
But there he goes. He's got it at the mouth of the Shannon. And there we go. We lost
there
all the ball.
balls.
You
Okay.
still got to bring it through. You still got to bring it through. Set it down. All right. Backfill the trench.
And we broke our tire tee yet again.
We broke the tire tee yet again. And this is where
But you know what? He still may be okay.
he still made it. And we've only got one more competitor on this one to get through. So he starts his backfill. And he gets a pretty good push, but he's still got a lot of work to do.
He does.
And time's a ticking.
But I'm curious how it's going to pan out. You know, with the penalty of the time of knocking the softballs out, if he can get this ditch covered up pretty quick, he still may be okay.
Adding 20 seconds in penalty time is in this competition, you can already tell the 3 guys that have gone so far are grouped pretty tightly there in time. 20 seconds could be the difference between championship gold.
It could make or break you.
All right, I need a little more dirt in that back corner yet, Dave.
I think that's a smart move there, switching over to the bucket.
He could have pivoted, tried to use that blade.
Yeah.
But he gets 2 or 3 good scoops there. One more in that corner, Dave. All right, good. So with 20 seconds in penalties, that gives Dave a time of 3 minutes.
Dave, what do you think?
If this was a rodeo, I just did it. So it's like riding a bull, but I got through it. So
Yeah, you did.
yeah.
Good skill. You got the bucket moved, filled in.
Yeah, I like that angle blade on that machine. It definitely helped.
Nice. All right, here we go. On to the next one.
So we've seen now 4 different ways of attacking this course, and each one we've got a pretty tight grouping of times, even with penalties, all within about 20 seconds of each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of variation in how you can run this little course. I mean, it's a small, compact area, but there's a lot of variables in it.
Absolutely. Next up, we've got Jeff Dodge. Jeff Dodge is, we're gonna see if he can put a little bit of that grit he displays out on the race course into the competition here today.
Let's see what he can do.
Let's see what he can do. All right, Jeff Dodge, let's go! He's coming right at the pile.
He is. He's going to hit.
He's got maybe 2 bit. He dug up a little bit of dirt before he got in there. Yeah, give me a little cleanup right here.
You know, it's natural to just want to go for the middle of the pile, but then you often, you can spill out both sides of the blade and kind of hurt yourself a little bit.
You're good, you're good. Back up, back up.
All right, he's got to get that dozer out of the way quick and
All
move
right.
to the mini.
He made good time on that. You know,
Yeah.
with all of the dust here in Carnesville, I couldn't see the pile there. I thought he might have been our first competitor to get that pile in one
When
pass.
one push, yeah, I thought so too.
But
that's a lot of dirt.
That's a lot of dirt, and once the dust cleared, it was clear he still had some cleanup to do.
All right, he's moving over to the obstacle course real quick like.
He's getting closer to that. Well, I take that back. That's a similar distance that I think Andrew got.
Yeah.
And he's got the blade going the other way, so he doesn't have to worry about clearing the blade when he brings that tire through.
Yep. Oh,
Mike
the
Simon.
T-handle kind of slipped out
Yeah,
a
but
little
look
bit,
at
but
this.
they worked to his
Jeff
advantage.
Dodge has grit. He doesn't care.
If it can stay on there, that might be beneficial to him. Nice and smooth, I like it.
Mike told me, he gets
Oh,
one
one
5-second
ball.
penalty. Mike told me, he said if there's one task here that Jeff might accept, he's going to get a second 5-second penalty.
Not bad though, he's
I
moving pretty quick.
jinxed him. I was just about to say that Mike had said that Jeff's a smooth operator,
Yeah.
and this one might prove easy for him.
He seems to be doing pretty good on time though.
He's doing pretty good on time, but he's got to get a move on.
Yeah.
And he gets a big bite on that first backfill. He's still got some work to do.
I like the way he's doing this though. He got a ton filled already in the ditch.
And
now if he can get a good blade full or two more passes, I think he's got a good shot.
I think what he saw, and he lost a little time there, but I think what he saw was people tinkering at the end, and he's like, I don't want to tinker, I just want to get a lot of dirt in that trench.
And he did.
And he did.
You're gonna use a little back drag technique to kind of get it level.
Jeff, I just need more dirt in that back corner there, and you're good.
I think it's worth the time using the bucket versus trying to, move your machine around and push with the blade, but he's gonna do a combo, bucket and blade.
You know, we see oftentimes.
That was a big push
That was a big push. Flatten it out, Jeff, and you're good.
Nice job.
3:02 with 10 seconds and penalties puts him at 3:12.
Not bad.
Not bad.
What do you think, Mr. Jeff?
A little disappointed.
You did a great job with the hinge blade.
Yeah, the angle blade is nice. The tire kind of spun on me, and I was really trying not to let it fall off. So I don't know. This is the one machine that I run probably more than anything. So I'm a little disappointed not to do better. But I've never sat on a dozer truck today either. So thank you.
I think you did a great job. Only 2 balls down. You should be proud. 2 more events to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan, it keeps getting drier and dirtier out here.
It does, man.
And I think we saw an interesting competition there, maybe a little controversy,
Yeah.
but a pretty interesting competition.
I agree. That was awesome. What's really going to be neat is see how these next 2 events, boil down the competition and see where these guys wind up.
Absolutely, and we did have a little bit of jockeying there in terms of the ranking of players so far. As we head into event 3, Brian Furness is in first place with 9 points. Tied for second place with 7 points, Dirt Perfect and Andrew Camarata. In fourth place with 5 points is Dave Buchakian. And in fifth place with 2 points is Jeff Dodge. But now we've got 2 events that are going to be fast and furious.
Yep.
Where there's still, we look at a points lineup like this, there's still plenty of time to jockey, plenty of time to get in position to put yourself in line for a
It
championship.
could be anybody's belt.
Could be anybody's belt. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back with episode 3, the next competition here in the National Equipment League, brought to you by Hyundai Construction Equipment.